I mean, here's what I'm feeling is I'm feeling legitimate fear about playing Fran again. I don't know why.
Oh, that's fun to talk about. Let's talk about that. Let's
discuss that.
Let's explore.
Let's explore your deepest, darkest fears.
Yeah, that's good content.
Noelle, I'm also feeling like a little, not fear necessarily, but some resistance to playing Corbin again.
You guys got spoiled by Ainsley in the Gap. That was your true calling, and you missed it.
I don't know. I just I'm feeling like, what if I don't remember how to play Fran? Who is she? What's her deal? What's her vibe? What's even her voice? Like, am I gonna be like, hey, Phelan?
Frankly, I would love if you did that.
I mean, it's the Gap has taken over.
Yeah, I have a really good idea, and I think this is going to completely solve your problem, and I think it's like the most practical possible way of doing this.
Yeah.
So let's just switch characters. I'll play Fran. Juniper, you could play Slake, and Noelle, you'll play Corbin. And it'll because I don't remember how to play my own character, but I think I remember what you guys sound like.
Well, let me hear your Fran.
I don't know if you're ready to hear my Fran. So
is that her?
Okay, give me a minute. Okay, let me try again. I don't know if you're ready to hear my Fran.
That sounded the same, but like,
no, I was slightly more nasally.
It's Fran-esque. The thing is like, I don't know how you could be Fran without like doing a vocal impression of me, because there's not much to it.
I mean, I feel like Fran's.
I think it's that laugh. It's that laugh that you just did. That's the essence of Fran.
It's like your voice, but just a little bit higher, just than nasalier, normal, and like kind of bitchier.
Yeah.
So I think like the key Fran line, because the key Laika line was always the Gingy, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we always used to get to Laika's voice. I think for Fran, it would be like the line from Court of Spears that was like, I got it the same way you got it, everything. I was born with it.
There you go. All right.
I also
Juniper, let's hear your Fran.
I have a visceral memory of Fran yelling Corbin's name.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I feel like
Corbin!
You're right. That's the visceral Fran line.
That's the visceral Fran line.
I mean, ugh.
Oh, there you go. I forgot about that. Like, ew. I'm Fran.
Corbin. You're so gross.
Corbin.
Noelle, now we got to hear your Corbin.
What does Corbin sound like?
What does Corbin even sound like? Let me think about
just
it.
Just like mimic an old man.
Say that you enjoy eating berries.
But like Voldemort, go to Voldemort and then back out and bring it down. That's how we got. How we got to Corbin.
And stay there.
Go to Voldemort and then back out of the English accent slowly over the course of 2 seasons.
Yep.
You're right there. You're right there.
Draco, my boy. My boy.
Draco, my boy. But then back out.
I don't know how.
Hey, that actually sounded kind of like him.
I can't back out. I can't back out.
I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Actually, you're getting Corbin here.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Now think about, like, say you want to eat a bug or something.
I eat a bug and I say, Fran, that sucks. I don't know how he sounds. I can't think of how Corbin. Do a Corbin.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me hear it.
Fran, eat the bug.
Fran. Oh yeah, because it's like
eat
lower.
The bug now.
It's kind of musical.
It's so I backed out of the. I thank you. I backed out of the. So you start at Voldemort, then you back out of the English accent, and then you back out of the whisper. And then you back into a deep voice, and then you back into a prepubescent boy.
So really, you start at Voldemort, and then you just kind of keep reversing while also turning and into a circle. You're doing it in a circular reverse, like a spiraling circle out to from Voldemort to teenage boy.
Yeah.
Reverse.
You get there eventually, but you have to walk through it for like maybe 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. Let's hear your Slake.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. My friends are my power.
Close enough.
You got it. You got it in one.
Wow. I believe that Kingdom Hearts is light.
I'm gonna kill you. How dare you? I should have made my Fran impression worse. I should have been like, hey everybody, I'm Fran. I think I'm so
boyfriend, Phelan.
Actually, both of you both got it. You got there. You just had to get more annoying with it.
Yeah, we did.
It's not like I like you or anything, Baka.
I don't know if this helped.
It's definitely now we all have a deep
fear than ever before.
We have a deep psychological understanding of the characters that we've never previously reached. We're seeing ourselves through each other's eyes.
Exactly. Like I feel like I'm like looking into the event horizon right now, and like, and it's looking back at me,
and it feels good.
I don't know.
Your perception of time is slowing down farther and farther and farther,
but also speeding up to the.
But also speeding up. Your body is stretching.
It's approaching one.
You're getting longer and longer, as though you were one long spaghetti.
I'm spaghettifying.
We should for sure do a body swap episode so we can really make use
really
of these.
Should actually. That'd be really fucking
voices.
funny.
All right, well, hey, then let's play some D&D.
Let's do it.
So last time you guys were on a train, and the train was full of trauma. It was a trauma train.
A trauma train.
Yay.
Let's get on board the trauma train.
Yeah.
As I always say.
So you were on the last train out of Essedel, and Selmy asked you to decide if you wanted to go to Onya. Onya, you would have had access to reinforcements, as Onya is open to the outside world. It is outside of the Warrens, but that means it's open to Torva. Your other choice was to go to Yoriba, which is a mining center of the Warrens, which is much more secure but would not have as many supplies. You decided to go to Yoriba and then to use some magic bullshit to get the survivors from there to somewhere else. Meanwhile, you could take up a more defensive position at the mining center. Fran and Folin had a tender moment.
Yeah. Fran's going crazy, y'all.
Fran's
lost it.
Fran is having a normal trauma response, and she'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll all be fine.
It'll all be fine.
There'll be no repercussions from this.
No. Yeah, no. Don't worry.
It's not going to affect anything.
This will affect nothing. So that is where we are now. So you hear behind you, Fran, as there's a clattering coming from the hatch that you came up.
Fran?
And when you look back to where Phelan was, he is gone.
And Fran turns around and sighs and says, "You can't get a moment of peace around here."
Well, you know.
Well, you know, Fran, it tends to happen when you scare an entire car full of refugees into a small riot-like crowd, and they storm into the car in front of them. It's, you know, I mean,
Fran lets out a breath and rolls her eyes, and she says, "Well, they're not really very nice refugees, are they? Anyway, I cleared out a car for us to sleep in."
Fran, we're not gonna... Look, I mean, we did just deal with the crowd, and I know that some of them are pretty pissed off, but, you know, they've been through a pretty chaotic situation. They don't know us. I'm thinking with time, we can give them a better idea of what's really going on.
Okay.
And behind you, you hear like a clatter and a scrabbling, and you look back, and Mary has like gotten just her elbows up over the lip, and she's like desperately trying to like get herself up.
Mary!
I hoist Mary up.
Mary, we can go back down. We don't have to stay up here.
Mary signs,
no, this is a good spot.
Mary signs, "You guys just left me behind. I had to deal with the crowd."
Oh my god.
Sorry, Mary.
And Mary comes and sits down across from you, Fran. And she signs. And then she sort of stops signing, and then she starts again. She says, "I was going to ask if you're okay, but I think we all know the answer to that."
Fran nods. And then she stands up and sort of like stretches and tilts over sideways and back the other way. And she says, Well, what's the plan?
Well, Corbin actually came up with a great plan.
Corbin does a pose.
We would have loved to have you there to give your input on it, but yeah, I think that it's pretty solid.
So they explain the plan, and then do you guys? I mean, I assume you go back down out of the train, or do you just like make a tiny hut up there and just sleep on top of the train?
You know, actually, I think that might be
I think it would be good.
Just scared the shit out of them.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys crawl across the roof of the train and let Selny and Falda know that like you guys are just gonna sleep up there in a little tiny hut.
Yeah.
And I want to address the group of like people down there and just be like, hey, really sorry about before. Our friend is processing some complex trauma, and we're gonna make a little hut on the roof and sleep there so you guys could be in the car, and she's just gonna take a little break, and it's all gonna be good.
Are we back down to say this?
I'm imagining Slake hanging down from the roof.
Yeah, I know. I was imagining that too.
Yeah, I'm ceiling cat.
Yeah, you're hanging down from like a hatch in the ceiling.
And Fran begrudgingly hangs down as well and says, I'm sorry for using scary tactics to scare you. You were never in danger. I will not do it ever again.
Corbin also hangs down and says, I don't have anything to say. I just felt left out.
I don't know how we're gonna get out now. I feel like it's a little tight with
Mary,
3 people.
Do you need to say anything? There's like just enough room in the hatch.
Mary, don't do it. Don't do it.
Mary just sticks like a hand through with a thumbs up. And then she pulls it back and she starts like trying to like hoist Corbin out. And then she gives up on Corbin because Corbin is too heavy.
Fran slithers back like a snake.
She gets Fran out first because Fran's the smallest, and then she's like
Corbin like almost falls down into the hatch, but he doesn't.
And you hear just like since you're like the last one out, you hear somebody comment, "That's our heroes."
We're very heroic.
All right, so you guys you rest in your tiny hut. You spend 8 hours dozing, hanging out, maxing, chillaxing, acting all cool, and about 10 hours later, roughly, you hear a banging on the roof of the train from below. And as Selny hits the roof to wake you guys up.
5 more minutes.
Yeah, and then you hear another series of bangs in response to your 5 more minutes.
Okay, we're coming.
Okay. Fran disappears the tiny hut.
And you are hit in the face with a whoosh of air.
She grabs her bedroll like out of midair before it flies away and like tucks it into the bag of holding.
And so you guys like crawl back down into the train car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you get back down, and Selny nods to you guys and says, "All right, you ready? I'm gonna slow down the train and we'll get out and walk." And Falta says again, "No, there's no we. Selny, you are staying right here. They are going to get out and walk. They're the ones with the..." And she makes like hand motions, like sparks coming out of one hand, and then like a motion like a pick coming down, and then a motion like a big wave coming through.
We might need somebody to convince the other dwarves that we're not crazy people, and that they should listen to us when we're like, hey, come on, get on the train.
Oh, that might be a good point, yeah.
Just based on previous reactions that we've had, you know.
That's smart, Corbin.
Thank you. I've suddenly become a genius.
Should we...
Mary signs, Corbin, did something happen after you threw those melons? Did you
I hit my head really hard.
Did you inhale some fumes?
I don't know. Yeah, well, yes, a lot of fumes. Yeah, but not nearly as many as Slake, and they're still, you know, like...
They're still what?
I'm still dumb as hell.
Mary shakes her head and signs, we'll worry about your diagnosis later. All right, so Falda says, they don't know me. I'm just some super sexy hot woman who they don't really have any reason to listen to me other than that I'm beautiful and powerful.
That's true.
I mean, all things true.
Thank you. And Selny shakes her head and says, Falda, just stay with the train. I'll go with them. I'll be fine. And Falda, she looks mad about that, but she accepts.
It just makes sense.
We'll keep her safe. Probably.
And Selny throws the brakes on the train and it screeches to a halt. And everybody is muttering and looking around, and Selny speaks up and says, "Everyone, please remain seated. We're going to scout ahead before we bring the train into the station at Yoriba. We want to make sure we get everyone there safe." And then she hops off the train.
All right, let's go. Corbin starts to jog down the tracks.
Fran follows.
As does Slick.
All right, so you guys head down the tracks towards a pinpoint of light ahead as you approach the train station at Yoriba. When you exit through the mouth of the tunnel into the train station, you are greeted by a dozen dwarves peering out at you from behind a layer of blood and dirt. The tunnel shakes and everyone cringes as rocks and dust fall from the ceiling. Some of the dwarves are wearing armor, but most are wearing mining gear and wield picks like their axes. Many of them are busy building a barricade on the other side of the train station doors, covering the glass windows with metal panels and piling up bags of sand. A dwarf who is wearing a patch on his helmet that looks like it maybe indicates he must be in charge in some way. He pushes his way through the other dwarves and says, "What the hell are you people doing here?"
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
And Selny waves a hand and says, "Foreman, it's all right. We're here to help. I assume you need it, looking at the state of you all." And the foreman nods his head and says, "Well, Lady Selny, I didn't recognize you." And he adjusts his tool belt around his waist, and he's got like this, he's a very round dwarf with this huge, thick black beard that he has tucked into his tool belt. And he goes, "What are they supposed to be?"
At us?
Yeah, because you're not dwarves anymore. You're not
Yeah, no.
these guys.
We're cool guys.
Here to help.
We're heroes.
He looks at Selny, and Selny like sort of shrugs. She goes, "Yeah, they're more useful than they look."
Are you suffering from high-quality podcasts? You see, quality podcasts stimulate parts of your brain, leading to an irksome condition called thinking. But suffer no more, my friend. Introducing Discount Storytime's blend of fictional nonsense and rancid gibberish to provide soothing relief. Try Discount Storytime today. Available on most podcast catchers and at discountstorytime.com.
Consult your healthcare provider before listening to Discount Storytime. Not intended to treat unicyclitis, pickleball liver, or jittering expectations.
Yeah!
And
That's insulting, but I love to hear you say it, Selny.
and as she says this, the tunnels rumble ominously again, and more dust and debris fall from the ceiling.
Oof. So, wait, what's going on here? What's happening?
The foreman opens his mouth to speak, and now you're gonna roll initiative.
Oh, God.
Should have just left. We should have just ran.
You roll initiative as through the wall of a tunnel, the giant circular mouth of a huge purple worm bursts through the earth.
Ew. Is it a Delver?
No, it's a purple worm.
What the fuck?
Oof, it did not do well on its initiative roll. What did you guys get?
14.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
5.
All right, so then, Fran, you are up first as you are confronted by this enormous purple worm. It just has this mouthful of circular teeth that are rotating in different directions. It has no eyes. It has a big worm body. What do you want to do to it?
Not a worm body.
It's a body of a worm.
It's a purple.
Heart of a worm. The many hearts of a worm, actually. In fact, I believe worms have 16 hearts or something like that.
I thought they only had 2.
Do they only have 2?
You're full of worm facts.
How many hearts does
Oh my god.
worm?
I can't.
Well, don't cut the worm in half, you guys, because then we'll have to fight 2 worms.
5. Worm have 5 heart.
Well, don't cut the worm into fifths, you guys, because then we'll have to fight 5 worms.
5 stubby worms. I think I'm gonna do Ice Spear, but I'm gonna do it as a 5th level spell.
Okay. Just right down that worm's throat.
Yep, and I'm gonna spear at it, and it needs to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. It is famously not dexterous. It's a giant worm. It rolled 7 minus 2. That is a 5.
Yes, that's why I changed it to ice sphere, not cone of cold. I'm so smart.
Right,
oh my god, can you guys believe?
You're so smart. You're so smart, Noelle.
Okay, so I immediately, upon seeing it, I just react and make a quick throwing gesture with my hand, and an ice spear flies out of it and stabs the worm in the head.
All right. How much damage does that do?
44.
44 damage. Ouch.
Get that worm.
Yep, 5th level.
44 damage.
Fifth level.
The worm does not like that, and it screams in horrible, horrible pain.
You know what, Kat? One of these days I feel like you're going to be like, well, unfortunately, that's the worm's fetish, and it does like that very much.
Well, there is always a possibility of that happening if you do something where it can absorb that attack.
Very scary.
Gotta be careful, you guys. It's true.
And, we don't know anything about this worm. We don't know anything about its personality.
Maybe this worm is into it.
It could be into it. It could be into, like,
don't
pain
say that.
Yeah, like, do you know the difference between a worm screaming in pain or a worm screaming in pleasure? Because I don't, but I'd like to.
Juniper, it's your turn. Unfortunately,
Juniper,
it is your turn now. Are you gonna make this worm scream in pleasure?
Don't say that.
So now the worm is at the other end of the station, correct?
It has actually sort of burst through the rock wall, perpendicular to the station.
Okay. So I'm gonna yell for everybody to kind of get away from the worm, because I assume nobody's super close to the worm.
So what do you yell?
I say, everybody get away from the worm!
No problem, says Fran.
And then I'm gonna cast Erupting Earth at the 5th level.
All right.
And it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 3 minus 2. That's a 1.
Great.
Get fucked, worm.
Okay.
Well, not really.
Oh, that's not a nat 1, though. Okay.
No, not a nat 1. It's just it's a dirty one, I guess we could call it.
And he's about to be a dirty one.
So that is 33 damage.
All right. He loves that, actually. He's really into it.
Kill everyone.
Cat.
All right, so it's Mary's turn, and she is going to cast Bless on Slake.
Thanks, Mary.
Mary gives you a thumbs up. And now it's the worm's turn. And what's the worm gonna do?
Die.
No, well, the worm's gonna finish getting out of its tunnel.
Stay in there.
And circle.
Go back in.
Yeah, it's gonna come around.
Oh, wait, I will say, after, this maybe doesn't matter because it's a worm, but after casting Erupting Earth, becomes difficult terrain.
Yeah. The worm can burrow through solid rock at...
That's why I figured it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does not affect the worm. The worm tunnels through the eruption and bursts out. A little bit worse for wear. And it is gonna, I think... Well, I think it's going to go right after Corbin and with its bite attack. Oh, gee. So it rolled a 2. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
No.
16 doesn't hit you?
Yeah, my armor class is 18.
All right, so it does not hit you. On its first attack, anyway, you step out of the way of its bite, or rather dive out of the way of its bite as this thing barrels towards you.
I don't like that modifier, Kat. I want that on the record.
And so now it is going to follow up its attack as it barrels past you. And this time, as it's coming past, you see just before it hits the horrible stinger at the end of its tail. And it rolled a 4, so that is going to be an 18.
Yeah, well, that's a meets it, beats it.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. So you dive out of the way of the bite and then get hit by the follow-up tail stinger. So that is going to be 19 damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that's 7.
So that's not going to pass, and you are going to take 12d6 of poison damage.
Shit! The fuck?
That's a lot.
So you take the full face full of poison stinger, and that is going to be 43 damage from the poison stinger.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, hold on. I might
poisonous.
be prone then. So how many did you say?
19 plus 43, so that is going to be...
Yeah, definitely.
Jesus.
That's 62, which is way more than half my hit points, and I am knocked prone.
Oh, God.
Corbin!
Ah!
Oh my god.
Face is sloughing off. I have 20 hit points left if anybody wants to...
Yeah, so Corbin, you are just like, you get like sideswiped by the stinger on this thing and it just like rips a gash into you and just tosses you to the ground.
Yeah.
As the worm circles around and prepares for another charge. Now it is Slake's turn.
Corbin holds up a thumbs up, but like the skin on his thumb is sloughed off.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna barf. Okay. I'm gonna avenge my friend. I'm gonna try to attack with my dwarven piston axe. Actually, how close is it to us right now? Could I do a melee attack or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can run at it and make a melee attack.
Although I hate to be close to it, it's so disgusting.
Well, you have
but
to be
that's
close
fine.
to it, don't you? You should climb on it and shit.
I guess.
I love it when Slake climbs on stuff.
Climb up on the Hydra's back!
I'm not climbing a worm. That's disgusting. Anyway,
That's the
it's
line
like
you draw.
it's slippery. You can't climb a worm.
Fucking worm
It's
hater.
a fool's task. That's like,
Dude.
That's like a classic like Play-Doh
Use
quote.
your
like,
picks.
To climb a worm is a
Use your
fool's
fucking
task.
picks.
Anyway, okay, I guess I'll just do a melee attack. I'll do a melee attack, but I'm not climbing on this worm.
Slake's drawn a line in the sand and it's at worm
A line in a
climbing.
worm.
A worm in the dirt.
Slake will climb a dragon. Slake will climb a bird. Slake won't climb
Anything
a
but worm. Okay, so I'll do a melee attack with the dwarven piss with the dwarven axe. And oh fuck! So that's a nat 20 for the first one. Wow. Ooh, okay. That's 12 damage. But then I wanted to do the thing where I can do 2d plus 2d6 lightning.
Avenge me.
So that's 40 damage, and that's my first attack.
Damn.
All right.
And I'm just like screaming and like slicing at it because I'm worried that Corbin's face is gonna be sloughed off.
Corbin says,
and
"Don't worry, I've lost the ability to feel pain a long time ago."
Okay, so that was my first attack, and I'm gonna do another attack.
Did you?
That's also a 20.
Oh my god! Slake's got a lot of built-up rage.
What the So this time I can't.
Fucking rage button got pressed.
I can't. I hate this worm. I can't do the lightning again, but I can do my regular 1d8 plus 6, and then that'll be doubled. So let's go.
Dude, Slake saw this worm and said, "I won't climb you, but I can kill you."
Did you
Slake
roll
loves
an 8?
bugs, but hates worms.
Did you roll max damage?
I did roll an 8, so then plus 6 is gonna be 28, and that was my
That was your
second attack. And because we just leveled up,
you now get a third attack.
Have a third attack.
Fuck. Kill the worm!
If I roll a 20 on this, that's fucking insane. Okay, no. But it is an 18, so
Damn.
and that's an 18.
That does hit the worm. That does hit the worm.
I'm just like imagining Slake slamming their picks over and over and over again into the worm's face, and like blood is just flying everywhere.
But
yes, this is the battle axe, so it's just like swinging it back and forth like a fucking baseball
really
bat.
something. Oh, well, that's only a 1 plus 6, so that's just 7 damage.
7. Yeah.
A little more
okay.
normal.
And then, while you guys have been holding off this worm, the dwarves on the platform have formed up into a battalion with rifles. And the foreman yells, "Fire!" And there is a pelting of bullets as they hit the tough hide of the worm. All right, of those, only one of the bullets actually penetrates the worm's tough hide.
There's some stormtrooper level aim on these dwarves.
Well, it's just that the bullets don't pierce its hide. They all hit the worm, but only one of them, only one of the bullets manages to go into a previously made wound and do any damage. And they do a cool 6 damage.
Okay.
Thanks.
How's this worm?
Thanks,
Can
guys.
you imagine if that was like the last point of damage and then the worm died from like one bullet touching?
Well, that's what I was
like,
expecting,
ouchie.
honestly.
That would be
It'd be
great,
really
but no.
funny.
No, we're back up to Fran.
Okay, I think I might just use the same spell again.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Stab this guy with another ice spear.
Okay. Right
So-
into the mouth.
Dex save.
Okay. 5 minus 2 is 3.
Oh, well, okay, great. I'm going to get rid of this worm, except I didn't roll as well this time. So that is 33 damage.
All right. Corbin, you're up.
Oh shit. Yeah, Corbin struggles to stand.
God.
Oh, Corbin, don't!
He has 20 hit points and he's bleeding from multiple lacerations all over his body.
Oh, God.
He could heal himself.
He's smiling.
Okay.
That seems bad.
There's blood on his teeth. And he's gonna cast... Yeah, I'm gonna cast Blight
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
on the worm.
Constitution
May you
saving throw,
be
you said?
blighted, worm.
Yeah.
20 plus 11, that's 33.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, so obviously...
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
it's still gonna take half damage, though, so let's see.
And they don't make worms like they used to.
They don't
No,
make
they
them
don't.
like they used to.
They don't make worms like they used to.
I'm just telling you, see a worm
Okay.
nowadays?
It's only got 2-3 hearts.
18.5 damage.
All right. Yeah, so now it is Mary's turn.
Mary, please!
Yeah, Mary is going to heal you so much.
Corbin's, like, stumbling.
Mary grabs you, Corbin, tight, and she like just grabs you in a big hug, and a surge of positive energy washes through you, and you are bathed in a cocoon of golden light that like emanates around the two of you. And when it fades, you have regained 70 hit points.
Oh, yes.
Mary, the vibes were incredible. Thank you.
That's some Reiki.
That is amazing.
Now that's what I call Reiki.
Mary Reiki the hell out of you.
Certified Reiki Mary.
And now it's time for Worm.
No, not worm.
Oh.
Worm is gonna go after Slake because
Yeah,
it's
that makes
directly in
Classic
front of.
worm.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, Slake really fucked Worm up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of had it coming.
Yeah, you did. You did have it coming, didn't you? That is going to be a 19 plus 14, so that's 33. That is going to
It doesn't hit. Doesn't hit at all. Yeah, no, it hits.
It does.
hits a lot.
It does hit you. Yeah. So it is going to do 27 damage, and you will now also need to do a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay, and I want to do something too. I have a maneuver called Parry. When another creature damages you with a melee attack, you can use a reaction and expend a superiority die to reduce the damage
Okay.
by the number I roll plus my dexterity modifier.
Yeah. Roll that first.
Okay, so that's 12 that it
Okay.
reduces it by.
Okay. So you take 15 damage, and now roll a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. Okay. 6.
Slake is swallowed by the worm.
What? That's a joke, right? Like, that's a joke.
Nope. DC 19 dexterity saving throw, or be swallowed by the worm.
Okay. So, wait. Okay.
A swallowed creature is blinded and restrained and will take 66 acid damage at the start of each of the worm's turns.
Okay, so I just take the 15 for now?
Yes. So
But I'm inside a fucking worm.
and now you have been eaten by the worm. So
Disgusting.
The worm just like swallows you up in one bite. Like what the others see. Basically, 1 second Slake is there, the next Slake is gone, and the worm just goes, like sort of tosses its head back and does a big gulp.
Oh my god. What does it mean to be restrained? Can you still attack in there?
Restrained.
I doubt
your
it.
speed is 0. Attack rolls against this creature have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay.
You have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. But you
Okay.
can still attack. You will just attack.
All right,
at
well, I'll have to
disadvantage.
give that a shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I assume that you guys just think I'm dead.
No, Corbin doesn't because he knows.
You can swallow all sorts of things and they stay
Yeah.
alive for a while.
Yeah.
Corbin has
Oh.
experience,
Corbin has
first-hand experience in that.
swallowing
Hate
live
that.
I mean,
creatures.
frankly, Corbin has swallowed a number of worms, so.
Yeah.
And he's felt
Corbin
them wrinkle
knows.
as they went down.
He's not overly concerned yet.
Right. It does still have 1 attack, and
Fran is just watching open-mouthed.
All right, so I think it is going to go after Fran. Oh, but don't worry, that's only a 16.
That hits Fran, bitch.
Oh, well, I guess it does. It rolled a 2, so I thought maybe you'd be.
No, that's why I don't like that modifier. It hits Fran no matter what.
Yeah.
Fran's gonna get eated.
So that's gonna be 19 damage from the tail hitting you, and then make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. You want to pass this?
Okay. Well, thanks for that. Okay. Phew. Okay. So it was a Dex. No, Constitution?
Constitution, yep.
I mean, I got over 20, so I'm assuming that.
You resist the poison. It's just a glancing blow that gives you 19 damage.
Jeez.
And now it's Slake from inside the worm. Live from inside the worm.
Coming to you
my God.
live.
This is just like the end of Shrek. Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's see if I can't, with disadvantage, bust out of this worm. I'm assuming I could potentially still use the bless thing on my bad roll, but we'll see. Okay, first roll was an 18.
Too bad.
Second roll, 2.
Okay.
So,
you get 2 more attacks. So.
Yep.
Okay, second one was only 3, and third attack, 13 again, plus 9, so that's 21.
That will hit.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be 12 damage.
All right. The worm has some bad indigestion.
Is the only way to get out of the worm for, like, the worm to die?
Well, I'll just give you a free preview. If the worm takes 30 damage or more in a single turn from a creature inside it, the worm must succeed on a DC 21 Constitution saving throw. Or, at the end of that turn, regurgitate all swallowed creatures.
Okay. Well, next turn, I'm switching to my picks.
And Dwarf Squadron is going to fire again, and they all miss. None of their bullets are able to penetrate its terrible hide.
Thanks, dwarves. All right.
Dwarves.
All right, now we're back up to Fran, who just watched her friend get swallowed whole by a big worm.
Fran says, Slake?
Can I hear? I hear Fran from inside the worm?
Like, all you can hear is 5 heartbeats.
She kind of automatically casts the same spell again. Just trying to, like, whip at this thing until it dies.
All right.
So we need a Dex saving throw.
Right. Man, you're really hammering it with this Dex saving throws. That's a 7 minus 2, which is 5.
Beach.
I am really beefing these Dex rolls.
So this one is 36.
Tell me how it looks when you kill it.
Yes.
Oh, bitch! I hate you, worm.
It was only 2 rounds.
My
you guys killed this thing in 2 rounds.
But it ain't.
Yeah, but it's scary. It's scary.
It scared me. So, as I said, I just automatically hurl this spell at it, eyes wide, and the spear comes down from above it. Mm-hmm. And just like impales it and impales down into the earth below it.
And the worm lets out a horrible cry before it falls dead on the ground with an earth-shaking thud.
Slake! Fran runs towards the worm.
Corbin runs towards the worm and says, "You ate my friend, and now I'm gonna eat you!" and takes a bite of
Corbin,
the worm's flesh.
is not the time. They might still be okay. We gotta cut this thing open.
That's what I'm doing. And
Not
Corbin
with your
continues
teeth.
to bite.
Mary has run forward and she's like feeling along the worm, like banging on it. And Slake, you can hear from inside. You can hear Mary's like hitting on the worm.
Oh my God! Well, now that the worm is dead, can I cut my way out of
now
it
you can
more
take
easily?
as much time as you need to hack your way out of it.
Oh my God! Okay,
And Corbin's helping on the other side.
Gross. So I'm like tunneling my way out of the worm. And like, I assume Corbin's picking out the other side, and Corbin, you tear away a chunk of worm flesh, and you see just like my bloody like face like sticking out of the side of the worm.
Aha!
You guys!
Oh my God, Slake!
Oh my God! God. I hold you by your terrible bloody face and I start tugging.
Yeah, Fran helps too.
Yeah, Mary's like,
God.
The three of you drag Slake from this bloody wound, and Selny, who had joined that dwarven squadron, she holds out a hand to Slake to help you up.
I do not take her hand because I am busy throwing up.
And
that's fair.
Selny nods. That's fair.
It's gonna be okay, Slake.
They really hate worms.
Fran like engulfs you in a orb of water and lets you breathe.
Thanks, Fran.
Isn't that better?
And Mary is just like, she's just like wiping worm guts from your hair and from you and going, Are you okay? Did it burn you with acid or poison you, or were there other monsters inside the worm?
It's like gives like a very like ragged laugh and a shaky thumbs up. I'm good. I'm good now, you guys. It's all great. You saved me. Group hug,
and you all hug around Slake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Corbin like nibbles some of the entrails off of your face.
That's horrible.
Cool city they've got here.
Oh, dear, dear listeners, how I've missed our little mid-roll chats. A fond hello from your own Hannah Culbert. I feel like we haven't spoken in a dog's age. Please come in, make yourselves comfortable. I'll put the kettle on. What a delight it is to see you again. Oh, and some new faces, too. I must extend a warm and pillowy thank you, fresh from the oven, to our superlative supporters on Patreon. Every day that I'm forced to venture out into the world and perform non-podcast-related labor in exchange for currency, I'm more grateful for the folks out there who give their support and say, this has value to me. It can be a lot to balance, but I am so glad to be part of making this thing and so floored by everyone helping to make it happen. Of course, we offer many benefits to those who do give their support. So if you're interested in bonus episodes, live streams, outtakes, and mail rewards, please do head over to patreon.com/legendlark. You will also, of course, receive our undying gratitude. So, as per the time-honored custom, a special thank you to our new and increasing patrons, the Brain Witch, Salix Semper, Haybale Robbins, and Mahuena Goito. I hope I said that right. Thank you. You've made an old man very happy. And you know what else makes this old man happy? Everyone spreading the word and boosting the show by leaving reviews on Apple Podcasts. This time, that's Sean Block and Twitchless and Twitterless, who in their very sweet review said, they are unhinged in the best way. Thank you. We do our best. So, what is brewing at Lark HQ besides this lovely herbal tea blend that we're sharing in the fiction of this mid-roll? Well, the name change, obviously. I want to thank our listeners for the warm reception to our updated name. I'm very excited about it myself. We've been buzzing around and updating and redirecting from our old sites and social media, so you can find us now on our official site at legendlark.com. You can also find us at legendlarkpod on Twitter and Tumblr, and as mentioned earlier, on patreon.com/legendlark. If it be merch ye seek, you can check out our official store at legendlark.store, and another thing you can purchase there is a one-time ad read. I have been wanting to shout out a listener for what feels like 100 years who bought an ad not to be read, but just to show support. So a special shout out and thank you to Josh KG. I'm withholding your last name in case it's super secret, private, confidential information, but hopefully you know who you are and you're listening and you know that you are appreciated and a real one. And speaking of real ones, did you know that Champion of the Universe Noelle Sheary has music available for you to stream and purchase at noellesheary.bandcamp.com? Her incomparable Rose Camp and Arc 7 soundtracks are available, as well as her absolutely amazing album, Dirty Calendar. Personally, I'm subscribed as a member of the Salty Nut Bunch, so I can get those sweet, sweet tracks as soon as they release, as well as access to her subscriber-only tracks and tantalizing back catalog. With all that taken care of, I'm afraid our time is drawing to a close. What else is left? Be safe out there, stay hydrated, wear a good mask in public spaces, take care of each other. What am I forgetting? Oh yes, a message to Chantel. Chantel, the code word is Ametamo. The sleeper agent is active. Go.
Killed a worm. You guys fucking made mincemeat of that worm. So the foreman of the dwarven miners who were arrayed on the platform to act as the last line of defense comes forward a little uncertainly to approach you guys. He looks a little shaky, a little
like he's just watched someone be devoured bodily by a giant worm?
Yeah, and then watched those people free that person from the giant worm and then eat part of the giant worm. So he looks like, just imagine the look on your face if you watched that.
It's like a normal Tuesday.
And we're using magics that he hates.
Yeah. Yes, and you're using magics that he hates. But he comes forward and he looks at the carcass of the worm and he gives a sniff, puts his hands on his hips, spits, and he says, well, that's done.
Yeah, thanks for your help, I say, giving a shaky thumbs up.
Corbin runs onto the scene, and Corbin says, everybody get on the train!
Corbin, we just got off the train.
No, but everybody needs to get back on the train!
And the foreman looks at you, and he looks at Selny, who sort of, shakes her head, and he says, all right, yeah. I don't think I can explain this to you. And the foreman sort of gives her a look. He says, true what they're saying from Messidel? It's fallen. And Selny nods.
It's a real Messidel.
I look at Fran.
Everybody looks at Fran.
Fran shrugs with a big smile and says, it is.
And the foreman sort of hangs his head for a second. Then once again, he gives a big spits and nods, puts his hands on his hips and says, all right. So what's the plan?
Everybody get on the train.
We're planning to evacuate.
Yeah.
We have a way of getting everyone to a much more secure location. Right, Corbin?
That's correct.
Well, that line, he came from dead ends here. So, unless you're thinking of going back the way you came, I don't know if Onya's doing any better than we are.
So, listen, you probably don't want to know the details, but basically, you're not gonna be on this continent anymore. after this.
Yeah, you're right, Corbin. They're not going to want to hear any details.
I just want to clarify, because you'll be on another continent and not because you'll be dead. If
That's a good addition, Slick. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you won't be dead. You'll be alive.
Mary Science, if it makes you feel any better, I am the patron of survival. So
that's true.
Mary's like the best possible person you could be around in this situation.
And he looks at her and goes like patron, like God? And she just sort of freezes. He says, so, let me get this straight. You magic kids, you're gonna get us onto that train. Then you're gonna do some magic bullshit. And we're gonna go somewhere else.
Magic? That's a strong accusation.
I just watched you throw a nice spear into a giant worm. I think we're beyond lying to each other here.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a fuck ton of magic.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm out. And he just starts walking away.
Oh, no.
Excuse me, sir.
And Sally grabs him as he starts walking away and just hear him out. Just hear him out.
I mean, we don't have anything else to say.
I'll say
say words.
Slake has something that they will say.
Well, I mean,
You're gonna get a load of this, because
Yeah,
you're gonna
just
be
wait till you hear what's
You're gonna
coming.
be so convinced once you hear what Slake has to say.
I'm gonna have you roll a persuasion. I'm gonna have you roll a persuasion here, so you can either roll first and let that inform what you say, or you can say things and we'll see
let me roll
how they
first.
react. Okay.
Well, it's a 12.
Okay. Give me a persuasive speech with the number 12 in mind.
I'm just gonna do my best. So, look, we know that you're not fans of magic here, but the thing is, Torva and his army, they're gonna come, and that's gonna be a whole lot of magic that's aimed specifically at, getting rid of y'all. Whereas we want to use magic to help you. And yeah, we know it's not your favorite thing, but, alternatively, well, you might not live a lot longer if you don't get on the train.
Wow, really powerful stuff from Slake.
And Mary signs, good job, Slake. You did good.
I'm trying.
I know. And the foreman looks at you and says, well, I won't stop anyone else from getting on a magic bullshit train, but it ain't for me. I'll stay and fight, and I'll stay with anybody else who wants to stay.
What is with these guys?
God.
Suddenly looks at you, Fran, and says, this is our home.
Yeah, we've been through this.
She looks at the foreman and says, I'm staying too. We'll use this place as a gathering point for anybody who wants to join our... And she looks around and says, resistance, such that as it is. Anybody who doesn't want to fight can get on the magic train.
I mean,
Well,
I think we have a branding issue. It's not a magic
not
train.
a magic train.
It's a regular train.
The train is not magic. It's actually going to be the vine that's magic.
And we're gonna resist Torva too. We're planning to fight him.
Melanie nods and says, all right, here's what we'll do. I'm going to stay here, start organizing resistance. You guys figure out what to do with the survivors, and we'll get a base of operations going here before we try to take back Acidel. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So Mary nods to Selny and then turns to you guys and says, so where do we want to send the refugees?
What about...
Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys this up front. There is mechanics at play here for where you want to send them. You have some options of good places, and you have some options that won't be so good places.
Okay.
I'll use Mary to give you some hints.
Well, yeah, because Mary's been checking in on the people in New Estra. I was thinking we just send them there.
Well, it has to be somewhere where there's trees.
And it has to be somewhere that Corbin has been. So that Mary takes you guys aside for a sidebar, and she signs, oh, okay, guardian meeting, and brings you guys aside for a sidebar.
Huddle up.
You huddle up. She says, all right, so Corbin, we can send them anywhere that you've been, right?
Yep.
Well, then we should probably make the most out of this portal to the surface, right? If we need anything or anyone from the surface, this is our chance.
Right.
Yeah, we could bring in allies to help.
That's true.
Mary nods and she signs, I mean, I can't imagine that there's enough dwarves left to take the city, at least in short notice. It would take months to gather resistance from down here if we can import an army. But where do we get it from?
Well, there's the Ilfrins.
That was going to be my first choice because there's a big forest with big trees.
Well, and they have a stronghold.
That forest is old.
And
very old.
It's a very old forest.
Mary signs, I don't know if they have the military to support us, though. I mean,
Right.
they don't have much left after the siege, but I'm sure the dwarves would make a good impression if they come in and lend hands to the rebuilding work.
That's true. They probably could use help fortifying their defenses.
Also, where does have an army after we've kind of been through?
Well, Danmar, they've got armies.
They don't have plants, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, are there trees out there in the desert?
They've got to have some sort of a plant somewhere.
They've got, I mean, there was definitely some plants inside the king's palace, his gardens.
That's a good idea. We
Let's
should send the train right
into
in there.
his palace.
Destroy it.
I mean, it's wartime. I mean, I think he'd understand.
We do need to keep in mind Newton's laws. The train will be going very fast. So wherever it comes out, it's going to destroy some stuff.
Could we send some sort of magical messenger in advance? Make sure that they clear a path?
10 seconds.
I can't. Otherwise, we can't.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really.
I could open it for 10 seconds and then sleep for 8 hours and then open it for 10 seconds again.
Well, Mary Science, you could dream, Corbin, and see if you could find out what's going on in the other cities.
That's true. Okay, goodbye. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye, Corbin.
Give me a good dice. Thank you, Kat.
One of my sparkly ones.
That's 21.
21. Okay, with a 21, Corbin, you fall asleep. You fall into a dream. And in your dream, you open up your mind's eye and you are looking at a world map. And there are 4 little points of light, little tooltips that you can click on.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, what a dream.
You got a 21.
I did. I got a good roll.
This is the ending airship part of the video game.
Yes.
Yes. So if you guys have any side quests you want to complete, and when you focus on it, actually you hear Pavia's voice in your whispering in your ear to tell you of the goings on. So you look at Ilfra, and Pavia whispers to you, "There's plenty of work that needs doing in Ilfra. They would be thankful for the skilled hands. But no supplies and no military to bring back. No chance of bringing those in either. Supply lines are still decimated." When you look at Danmar, Pavia tells you, "The Danmaris have a strong military, and the king is your ally. They are a trading city, well situated to get you the supplies you might need. But," and then she guides your vision towards Farah Mountain, where you see forces are amassing from the sky and from the land to march on the temple at the top. She says, "The Danmari have pledged their support to the Tieflings in their reclamation of their temple. The forces remaining in Danmar are cavalry, ill-suited for the tunnels." And then she sends you to Madria to look down upon the coastal city in its sparkling splendor. Says, "The Madrians have military and navy, for what good boats will do you in the ground. You have the pirates there to call upon, and the queens are your allies as well. However," and she points north towards the many fragmented fields of the Madrian nobility. "Unrest among the nobility after the costly Ilfrin battle means they are tightening their fists with the city's trade and supply lines. You see," and she points to one parcel of land, "the postmingers have cut off their support." "And thrown in their lot with the Torvaic forces."
That makes sense.
That's correct. That's Ainsley in the Gap.
Yeah, buddy.
They're like, "We live Torma Postminger. We got to get behind Torma."
Postminger came home, was like, "Mom, Dad, you got to hear about this."
Okay.
All right, so she says, if you place the dwarves into this quagmire, friction is sure to ensue." And then she points your gaze further west than you may have thought to focus it, and points to the city of Nakama. She says, "The dwarves will slip easily into the lawless anarchy of the city. Plenty of supplies to be traded for, and plenty of muscle to hire. And you are not far from your people. However, everything in Nakama has a cost and a price, and your lives will be at risk in any dealings you make there." And then you turn around and Pavia is there standing behind you, Corbin. And she cradles your face in her hands, and her hands are cold as ice, but they feel refreshing and soothing on your warm face.
Corbin runs hot.
And she leans down and she places a cold kiss on your forehead. And then you wake up.
Corbin, what's the news?
Oh, God, sorry. Cass, I think I have a bomb.
Burger jerker?
No! It's okay.
Okay. Is your mom one of the cities?
No!
Oh.
It's Pavia. Anyways, she was really nice. She was really nice to me.
Congratulations!
Okay.
Congrats.
Mary hands you a handkerchief.
Thank you, Mary. Okay.
Fran wipes the boogers off the side of her face.
I think only of war. Okay. So nowhere is super good.
I could have told you that.
Fran! We have a couple options. We have Danmar, obviously, but they, I guess, are helping reclaim the Temple of Farah and defend it from Torva.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's cool. But so basically they only have horses, which don't help a lot here. And then there's Madria, but I don't think I need to say anything else. That place is a cesspool.
Wait, what do you mean?
Nakama?
No.
Nakama's the cesspool.
No, I meant Madria. No, I meant Madria.
I mean, yeah, Madria does suck really bad.
Yeah.
But we made some really good allies there, and the queens.
We could see Nuinian again.
We could see Nuinian again. However, there's a bunch of fucking Torva worshippers in Madria, and it's, I don't know.
So if we take troops away, they'll take the city?
I just don't think they're gonna give us troops.
Oh.
I
mean, like, we might get some. And then there's Ilfra, which we wouldn't really get any aid from, but we could generate goodwill.
And we could see Corvin's guy.
And we could see my guy.
Mary signs, oh, are you officially guys?
No.
They're guys, Mary.
I didn't know you guys were guys.
No, we're not guys.
Mary signs, it sounds like something that the guy would say.
Get it,
You're talking about Mary. Anyways, then there's Nakama, which is a fine establishment, but a little dangerous place to go.
Nakama.
Nakama.
But we don't have any sort of military allies in Nakama.
No, we could hire help, but also, like, New Estra is close to Nakama, and the dwarves would blend in there really well.
How many fighters are there in New Estra?
Mary, she makes a so-so hand gesture, and then she signs, most of our fighters are magical, so that's going to be difficult in the tunnels. I don't know if you all can still feel the effects of the cold iron. Even though the lattice is broken, I can still feel it.
Really? It's still affecting you?
Not badly, but it's just an itch, if that makes sense. A cold sweat. It's just uncomfortable.
And we're all, like, super powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We're all powerful magic users, I say.
Do the New Estrans have magic still?
Yes.
Okay.
Because their magic all comes from Mary. So
okay, I wasn't sure if Mary was still, like, funneling that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Mary signs, they will likely still be very effective, but they might not last very long. Just reserves of magic would be difficult to channel to them.
On the other hand, and no, this is fucked up to say, but the Estrans probably would have an emotional incentive to help people keep their home from being destroyed by Torva.
And Mary signs, and she looks a little bit hesitant to say this, and she signs, and they'll do whatever I ask of them.
That's fucked up, Mary, but you're not wrong.
She nods.
That's true.
She nods. I don't relish the idea of sending our people into another conflict, but she looks over at Slake. But the people of your world have been in this conflict without their consent. If we want to end this, maybe we all need to pitch in.
Sounds like that's the best bet then, right?
Sounds like it. And, like, this is the one, right? This is the big one. I wouldn't mind seeing everyone again before the end.
That's a weird way to put it, Fran, but sure, okay.
I mean, hopefully it goes great, but there's no guarantees, right?
Mary nods. She signs, if we don't stop him here, I have a feeling, it feels like this might be our last chance.
Wait, so are we all, like, at kind of one side of the hut as the speed of the train moving us has just sort of shifted us against the wall in our sleep?
Juniper, have you ever ridden on a train?
Yeah, I don't think that's
That's not how trains work.
No, but, like, if we're just on top...
You're still in a shelter.
We're in a hut.
You're still in a shelter. It's not like if you're on a double-decker train, you just move forward constantly.
You just roll around.
Listen, I've never been on a train.
All the passengers on a train,
for that matter.
It just like wiggles back and forth and they all roll down.
I just assumed, like, that you would just...
We're all clinging desperately to the surface of the train. And sleeping.
And sleeping at the same time. You guys got really good at that.